to introduce Madam Ayushi Shodal. She is the Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, Kanoria PG Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Jaipur, Rajasthan. And Ayushi is my student. And Ayushi serves as the academic assistant of the course Applied Psychometrics during the period of Corona. So now I am requesting Ayushi, please you share your lecture by using the screen. Okay, you can share the screen.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. So good evening, everyone. It would be great if you could turn on your cameras so that we can have a little interactive session. Thank you. Thank you so much, Seemaji. Hello, Nishu. Hello, Dhanushi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. That's so nice to see you, sir. You were keeping it off. I was actually amazed at why your camera is off today.
Okay.
Poonam Singh, Kavita ji, and Twinkle, it would be great if you could also switch on the camera for a while. You may turn it off later half of the class. Hello, Poonam ji. Good evening. Kavita ji and Twinkle, if you are there, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Twinkle ji, and good evening, Kavita ji. Okay, so that's so nice to see you all because we will be interacting for the very first time in the class. So, as sir has introduced me, that my name is Ayushi and I am working at Jaipur, Rajasthan, and I belong to Jaipur, Rajasthan only. It would be great if you could just quickly give me a brief introduction of yours along with what you are expecting or what are your objectives in your dissertation. Let's start with Seema ji.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Myself, Dr. Seema. I'm working as assistant professor in MIT University, Lucknow, in Department of Applied Psychology.
That's so nice to know, Dr. Seema ji. What is your topic of the dissertation?
Right now, that is the job satisfaction and organizational health, the perception of organizational health, the correlational study among teachers.
Okay. Okay. Nishu Chandan ji.
Nishu Chandana.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so I am a research scholar at Amity University, Lucknow, and my topic for dissertation is motivation and psychological well-being of teachers during online teaching.
Okay, thank you so much, Nishu. Dhanushi.
Hi, I'm Dhanushi Surana, and my research topic is emotional intelligence and personality among adults and students.
May I know from where you belong to?
I'm from Gujarat, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD from Patan University.
Okay, that's so nice to know you. Poonam ji, may I know your brief profile, please.
Ma'am, presently I am working as lecturer in intercollege, and topic of my project is happiness and altruism in young adults.
Okay, that's a very wonderful topic. Kavita ji.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I am currently enrolled in PhD. Sorry, ma'am.
It's totally fine, Kavita ji, because we are taking classes at home and it's totally okay. And we all are aware that we are at home, so it's okay. Don't worry for that. You may mention about yourself if you are not comfortable in the
Sorry,
chat
ma'am.
section also.
Sorry, ma'am, there was some disturbance.
Yeah, it's
Ma'am,
okay.
I'm currently enrolled in PhD at DU, Delhi University, and my topic is cleanliness.
Cleanliness in what?
Ma'am, we have been provided the data related to cleanliness among.
Cleanliness is a value. Okay, Ayushi.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
We have given them, at least the 5 students, we have given them some of the value, human value-based data. So cleanliness is the value. So based upon that, we have given the data for writing the dissertation.
Yes, sir, but I wish to know from the data is collected from which part of the population, like the
From the
samples
teachers, from the
from the
teachers.
teacher. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Because,
cleanliness is the value. To what extent they value on the cleanliness.
yes, I got your point. Hello, Mona Lisa. It's so nice to see you once again.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
evening,
evening. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm also good. So yes, it was a very nice, actually a pleasant surprise as well to see you once again. May I know what is your topic of the dissertation for this course?
Ma'am, my topic is my PhD topic on the impact of AI tools usage on purchase behavior. A study on e-shoppers of select e-commerce companies in Odisha.
Okay, so you are taking the same project with in this current course dissertation as well.
Yes, ma'am, with 2 objectives.
What are the objectives?
Objective 1 minute, ma'am.
Sure.
To analyze the perception of customers with regard to the usage of AI tools for influencing buying behavior.
Okay, so AI and the buying behavior. Okay. Thank you, Mona Lisa. There is one new joinee, Papia. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I'm Papia Banerjee. I'm pursuing M.Ed, 4th SEM from NIPI Darcy, Kolkata.
And what is your topic for the dissertation in this course?
Effects of dance therapy on the stress level of the parent mothers of children with autism. And here I want to compare the stress level with the quality of life, the WHO-QOL scale.
Okay, so WHO-QOL scale, and also what other scale you are using?
Parental stress scale.
Parental stress scale by?
I have to check it. The name. Okay. Okay. PSA scale. There is a control group of 30 experimental, 30 control group. After the 2 months DMT, I want to see the significant changes.
Okay, I understood your point. So, thank you so much, everyone, for letting me know your point of dissertations, what the topic you all are focusing. So, the purpose of this class is to orient you towards how we can bring ourselves into the writing part of the dissertation. So, uh, may I know how much of information you hold regarding like how to write the paper? Like we all are from the psychology background, and we all are aware that we follow APA format. So, in which style of writing we are currently in of APA? Can anyone of you tell me which edition we are following?
7.
Yes, so we are following the seventh edition. So, is there any specific mentions regarding the APA seventh edition, or it is nonetheless like the same what we were using earlier?
I think
Anything,
you
any
follow the
point of
APA 7th edition. That is better.
yes, sir. Anything if you wish to say about like what how this APA seventh edition has been improvised or it is different? Anyone? I guess Nishuji has something to say.
I am aware that we are supposed to like Times New Roman 12 and Arial 10 is the option. Then there's basic like 11-point scale that we have to keep and 1-inch margins that we have to keep. So yeah, that is what I'm aware of.
Okay, anything else?
I don't know that how it is different from the previous ones. So yeah.
But at least you are aware that how the seventh edition has been like is working over there because see the seventh edition has introduced certain basic formatting styles into the how you are writing your dissertation. It has also replaced that the running title we used to write in our earlier dissertation. If you remember in the previous I'm sorry, in the previous dissertations, etc., we used to write the running title and then we used to write the topic, but now the running title has been removed. So there are certain other changes has been introduced in the APA 7th edition. And because we would be starting from the sorry,
Yeah,
uh,
I want to know that when was 7th edition implemented?
sorry.
When was 7th edition implemented?
See, so far I remember we are implementing the seventh edition from the last 2 3 years. If I am because I am not very sure with the year.
2020, yes.
Yeah,
20,
2020 or 2021 because that time only it came up that we need to use this AP 7th edition. We come up with the referencing styles also for the
Hmm.
same. So
Right.
that's how it was introduced, and then only it talks about the how because after COVID and during the time of COVID as well, there were certain researches that come up, and there were certain very beautiful research papers on the writing style come up in the area, and then they have explored that how this seventh edition, if you go by the data available on the internet, then you will get to know that how this APA 7th edition has been were like to have as a part of a turning stone into the field of research. So today we will be starting from the very basics. So some of you might be aware of that basics, some of you won't be will like not aware about the basics. So like keeping in mind that we all are on the same boat, so I'll be starting. If in any way if you feel that we are missing out something, you can add or delete something, you can just come up with a solution. Okay, so just let me know once my screen visible to all of you. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is a format that we are supposed to follow regarding dissertation part. So the first would be the title page, the second would be the acknowledgement. See, for the title page, like Nishuji were already mentioning about the Times New Roman, the font, etc. So yes, that would be followed up, and then the acknowledgement, contents, table, figure, introduction, literature review. Like the literature review, and later on after the literature review we are supposed to identify our objectives, how the data is supposed to be collected, the methodological part. Then methodology would also be in stating that what kind of statistical analysis you would be like recommending to use or you wish to use into the research. Further, it would be talking about the item like the statistics, basic statistics, the descriptive statistics, which including the central tendency. So central tendency talks about the mean, mode, median, the skewness, variability, kurtosis, everything would be taken care of. The frequency distributions, where we usually draw for the how the item characteristics and etc. are being drawn. Further, the categorization of cases on the based on the total scores and the frequency, the percentage distribution we talk about, and uh, the format of writing dissertation is same throughout all disciplines. Kavita ji, see, it depends upon what. Okay, you are asking for the disciplines. Yes, more or less it is similar. But for example, if you are writing into the history or if you are part of a history, so they do not follow the APA format. They would be following the MLA format. So how the citation styles, how the style of writing we are adopting, it depends. Okay, I hope I'm clear to you, Kavita ji. Okay, so further the data visualization is to be there, and the interpretation, conclusions, recommendations, and references, appendices, etc. So now we all are aware, because this is a very basic format, and I hope you all are like come across with this so many of your time. Like you are also doing your dissertation right now. You all are already in the field of the research. So if I may ask, what is the problem? What is a problem? What is a research problem? Anyone?
I don't know the proper definition, but it is sort of similar to the objective, but in a question form. For example, my topic is emotional intelligence and personality. So the problem will be that whether emotional intelligence and personality affects the gender, habitat, and type of family of the adolescents or not. So that is the problem area which I want to find the solution in my
Okay,
through my
that's
research
nice.
work.
That's so nice, Hanushi. Anyone else? See, this class need to be interactive, otherwise things won't go hand in hand for the research part. So if you keep mum, that won't be easy for us to understand. This is followed in geography too as my. Uh, okay, Kavita ji, I'll be coming to this part a little later. Poonam ji or Seema ji or Nishu ji, anyone? What is the research problem?
One research problem is the research gap, that why we are conducting that research. The gap in previous researches that has been there to
Okay,
build that.
so like, isn't it your research problem, or it is something, because if you are identifying a research gap, so that is might be left out by some of the other researcher. So it's not yours then.
Right.
Then, so you won't be doing the research then because it's not
No,
mine.
no, no. So it's like we figure out a problem and then we find accordingly that what the gap has been in that area.
Okay. Anyone else?
By review of literature, we used to get the recent advances about the field, and it also helped to sort out the variables and the factors which are going to affect our variable. So recent research review just throw light on this to know the recent advancement of particular variable.
That's nice, Seemaji. But my question is, what is a research problem?
From a topic which hasn't been researched upon. Well,
Okay, so if that is a research problem, then what do you mean by the word research? RESEARCH, because it itself says repeated search. That's why it is a research.
Research. To search again.
Yeah, so then if it has not been like talked about earlier, then how can you research? Don't you think? It's a contradictory in itself.
Ma'am, that should be explore a new field.
Okay, that could be a topic to discuss later on. Okay. Anyone else?
Research problems are specific to some, like my research problem will be different from yours. It is the basic, the concept or something, the issue that we base our research on, from where the research starts, like something like that.
Okay. So if anyone else would like to mention anything else?
Ma'am, it may be the area the researcher is interested in. And if there may be certain observation the person has made, and that person get curious why this behavior is happening and what are the correlated factors that is responsible for this particular behavior or the condition. Maybe from there one is formulating the problem. Should I know the factors and the things that is affecting it, and then we pursue the literature and other definitional factors afterwards. First, it is the interest of the researcher, what he wants to explore.
Explore, correct. Yes. So what we all have discussed so far, nobody was we won't be saying that anybody was wrong or who was totally correct. It was all about research problem in itself. If I start with the Dhanushi, what she said, it is a kind of a statement of purpose. Like what is the purpose of my research? Like why I want to go into the research? Like what the one of our participant mentioned that it is more or less related to the interest area, that what we want to explore, how we the one should be going. And also, like I guess Poonam ji also mentioned about the research, the variables on which we are focusing on, and how the Nishu ji also mentioned, like it is we are searching the area or exploring what is need to be like has been left out into the and provided as the research gap. So yes, the research problem talks about the same what you all have mentioned. So we start like if we go research as a journey. So we have the research process. We are required to choose from a multiplicity of methods, procedures, and models of research methodology. When you proceed further into the field of research, we actually explore things. Research in itself is very unproductive in its nature, because you never know what would be coming up in the future. There would be problem coming up with the data, there could be problem coming up with the manipulation of variables, there could be a problem with the citations, sources, etc. So it is unpredictable in its nature. So what we try to is to logging in everything. Logging in itself is like noting down each and every part of our research. So the basic stone which comes up in between is the research problem, where we try to identify what actually the research problems talks about. So if I go by a mind map, like a small kind of flow chart for all of us, like how we are supposed to proceed further into the field of any of the research. So first we start with the defining of the research problem. Then we move towards the review of literature. In the review of literature, we talks about the concepts, theories, and also what other researchers have find out. Like Nishuji already mentioned, the research gap is the key area of doing the literature review. Then we formulate our objectives. On the basis of objectives, we have the research questions, hypothesis. Then we design, like the research design, we talk about data collection, analyzing the data, and interpreting and reporting of the data. So this is in short what all the procedure for the research talks about. So yes, the research problem, it helps us to set a direction. See, when I say research is in itself is very unpredictable, so it is like an ocean from where you just need to be very concise and precise to find out exactly what you want to go for. Because like I hope you all go for online window shopping. If I'm not wrong, Diwali is coming. Amazon sales, Flipkart sales are on their way. So yes, we all are planning for the. So we won't be doing the research in that. Nishuji gave me a very pleasant smile on the topic. So Nishuji has already filled her cart for the same, I guess. Is it? Yeah. So how we channelize that what exactly we want to purchase, if I may ask you all. Isn't it a part of a research or a problem? Like what to purchase? We have the choice paralysis. We have so many of alternatives coming out our way, and then we are कि ये लेना है और ये लेना है. What to choose? Even we feel, yeah.
Yeah, so
Please.
we have this we first set our mind that, okay, this is what I want to buy. For example, let's say since it's Diwali, so I'll go for ethnic. Then in ethnic, what do I want to go for? Like suit or some sari or something. And then if ethnic I'm going for a suit, then there has to be this color. So certain criteria I'll fit the shade maybe and the style of the kurta. So in that way, we, from that broad area, we start narrowing it down to few points, and then we search, and whatever fits in that criteria we add it, and then we finalize it later from that
Yeah, and
narrative.
also we go for the accessories also. Don't forget that, because the accessories are
accessories
the
too. Yeah, I was just sticking to the dress part, so yeah.
See, but that's what is the beauty of research also now. When you dive into the research, when you formulate that what I exactly want to see, you come up with certain other things that you put it into the limitation that okay, because I was not able to find out the perfect match of a clutch with which will be going with this dress. So henceforth, I am just opting out an alternative for it. So always we give up that was actually our research gap we provide na ki okay, see, we were not able to get it, so maybe in the next attempt we will be finding out the perfect match for that clutch. And I am assured, like I am like assuming also ki whenever we wear the same dress next time, we try to wear it with that whatever we have assumed earlier, like with the perfect clutch or the accessories. So that's how we cover up the research gap. So the research problem basically helps us to be concentrated on what area we want to. Like Dhanushi already mentioned, like if I wish to go for the Diwali may in the ethnic wear, so my major focus would be on the ethnic wear. Again, there are so many options available with the ethnic. There are various, like the fabric you can talk about, the in the, the brands we can talk about, the kind of colors we can talk about. So there are plenty of options available. Then also we turn on the filter and sort out that this is what I want. In the same pattern, we formulate our research that this would be my key area of research. So it helps us to solve the problem we are facing because of the choices available to us. And also it helps us to theorize and apply it into the future settings. The next part is how the review of literature is collected, or how we do so. So again, let me come back to the example of like purchasing of the dress or something. Don't we do like asking various shops or the owners, or even also checking out on the various websites? Like I don't think so we buy from the only one website. Like if you can go for the Myntra, or you can go for the Amazon or the Flipkart, we compare, don't we? We always try to sort data out of these sources key, whether we should go for this, or even we go for the discounts, if I'm not wrong, right? So that's the same way we follow up for the literature review. The literature review also talks about the documentation part. So documentation of how what already been has been published. So like if you are willing to buy like let's say a watch. So whether you would be going into the Titan, or even if it is a Titan, you will be going into the Raga or the Fast Track, or there are certain, or which like the Fast Track and Raga are both are the same, like the parent company of Titan. So we come up with this key, which is better, and then we go by the reviews provided to us, the star rating, don't we? Like whenever we go for it, we usually ask, Arey, even if we are buying a lipstick, we ask many people like which shade is good, which company is good. If you are buying it, it could be Elite, it could be anything. Like Lakme is better, or which one is better. So that is what the literature review talks about. The same pattern we do in our research. We explore what already has been researched. We try to identify and also putting it into the one part. It's like you are collecting things and putting it into the vanity. That's the same pattern we follow for the literature review. It is also because it is like the selected list of the available items. So it gives you an idea what all items are available in the market. So it will give you as a holistic view that this much has been already explored. This is something which is unexplored. So now, because if I may ask you, if you would be doing a repeated work, the work which has already been carried out, who like why the person should read your work? Like if I ask you, you are doing a dissertation, what is the purpose of your dissertation? Apart from completing the course, what is your take on that? Why you are into the part of dissertation? Why you want to write a dissertation? Anyone?
To add on to the existing knowledge.
Okay, so to add on to the existing knowledge. Okay, anyone else?
Want to explore that something is have an impact on it or not.
To know the impact. Okay, that's nice. Anything else?
Personally, I wanted to try my hand on SPSS, like to get a good grip of it. So by doing this thing, I'm trying to get a grip on the SPSS skills, along with practicing the report writing and all those parts which I've already known. So that SPSS skill is an add-on, which will enhance the entire process of report writing and
That's true.
result.
That's true. SPSS though is the key. Like that's the key of this course. But again, why? Okay, you will learn the SPSS. You will do the data analysis. But what if you are not aware how to write it beautifully that the other would read it? We never read a book uh, like randomly. We always go by the content. We always go by the writing style. With not every, if even if not it is, I'm talking about the course books. I'm not even talking about the as a philosophical book. Even if it is a fictional book, we always try to go by the content, like whether we feel connected with the topic or not, whether this this novel has been could be a part of our life or not. The same thing goes with your research. The dissertation or the report you would be felicitating should be of use to somebody else. So why I would go for the thing that is already been available or provided, until unless it is adding something new or creative to it, or it is something very unique, like without which my life would be incomplete, right? So yes, that's what the literature review helps you out. It just give you an idea that this much of clothing are available with you. Now you need to buy something new, or you have to modify it from the previous one also. Like it is the same how we you open our wardrobes. Okay, we have this much of available clothings. Now what new we need to purchase? So on the same context, the literature review utilizes. So it says that how the knowledge gap need to be identified. It talks about demonstrating that research will have the gap and the knowledge understanding on that theme. It also demonstrate that have like you as a researcher have done a extensive job, like you are holding a master's in that area, that you have read everything related to that part, and you are able to criticize that what already have been provided. See, criticism, or a constructive criticism, I must say, is very important for the product, to increase the productivity for the self and for the world. So when you are able to identify that what are the gaps, you will be able to work on them efficiently, and will be able to provide something which is unique, and as something which holds a value. So that's why the literature review or a process takes place. If I would ask you, before moving to the further, what all research resources you follow to collect the literature review?
Google Scholar.
Okay, Google Scholar. Anything else?
PubMed.
PubMed. Yes.
The journals, Sage and all. And there's one more site, I forgot the name of that site, but it has collection of all the papers that you just need to write the title, and all the related researches will be displayed. I forgot the name of that site.
Okay. Anything else?
Lit Maps and Citation Reco.
Yes. So yes, there are plenty of databases available to us. So apart from the databases, because now we are living into the modern world, so we usually go by the internet available sources. But other sources which are available to us are the books, journals, the electronic sources, the e-journals, also the internet में the Google Scholars, the thesis. So where you can easily identify already submitted the reports or the dissertations by the scholars of our country and abroad as well. So this is a kind of review table we usually follow. So is there any other way, if I would ask you, have you ever followed in doing the review? Anyone? No one? Like how you do the literature review?
Ma'am, it's more or less the same.
You follow the same. Anyone else?
Are you saying that it by this format that you write it in a table format?
No, it's like how you do so. I'll be coming up that how the we follow it, but
So I
I really,
usually in my master's dissertation, how I wrote literature review was in a paragraph style. That is the title, author, and then the abstract or the summarizing the entire abstract maybe, and which includes the publication year, the conclusion part, and bit of the data and the research methodologies which they have used in brief. So in a paragraph style basically.
see, that's the same thing. That's the same way we follow for the literature review, because that's how the dissertation has stated that the paragraph style has to be followed. But this review table helps us out to identify exactly what a research paper is talking about. So we start from like the serial number, that which says the 1, 2, 3, whatever the first page or second page is the paper is all about. The then author or the authors, like first author and the second author, and we all are aware, if there are more than two authors, we usually use at all. Then the year of publication, their aim or the objective, the method we are adopting, the researcher have adopted, the results, conclusion, and the remarks. So this is known as a very systematic table, which helps you to identify which research paper has talked about what, and you are able to compare two research papers at a time. See, usually the Dhanushi, the way you talked about is like mentioning one name of the title, like the or one paper at a time, and then summarizing the abstract. But what if I wish to see the two authors have talked about the same thing but in a different manner, isn't it? Because again, like you have worked on certain area, I also have worked on certain area. We two both of us have had the similar objectives, but we identify, but the conclusion we got were different. So instead of giving a two paragraphs, like one is for the Dhanushi and one is for the Ayushi, can't we just do the Dhanushi in this year and Ayushi in this year worked on this area, the first identify this and the later find out this. So what it helps us, it helps us to compare, because see, you are doing research at one point of time, I am doing research at other point of time. So there is difference of the time zones, not even time zones, it's the difference of the situations we are into. So again, when we have the situations playing the role, we usually have a comparative data, and literature review helps us to identify who all have talked about the same thing.
Got it.
Okay.
Just sorry to interrupt, just to
Yeah.
clarify this. So what you are saying is that I understood your point, but this is for self-analysis and keeping like the self-record while writing the review part, not to be
Yes.
mentioned in the
No.
dissertation, right?
Yeah. See,
For self-record keeping, that's it. So
See,
that it
sometimes
becomes
what happens, like if you go with the good journals, they do ask for this literature table. If you
okay.
ever get yourself published, like if you go for any of the journals who are into the web of science, they usually ask for this literature table. The reason they ask you for this literature table, to identify that what exactly, like you have mentioned out the point, whether they are present into the literature table or not. Okay, so
Okay.
this is one of the way, I would say, a concise and very precise way of keeping the record of what all you have studied. Because when see, more or less what people do or we have understood so far is the paraphrasing, like you mentioned, is the summarizing the abstract of the other research. So then what you are telling, you are to just copy pasting that too, just in a paraphrasing way. Ultimately you will be identified under the plagiarism, right? But in this way, it helps you to identify what aim it is talking about, the method they followed, and then you can easily write that what you feel like the remark column is given for that purpose only. You thought of mentioning this part, this line you want to quote from this research paper, or this the mention of certain formula. Like for example, let me tell you, like the formula of Cronbach. You won't find very easily formula of Cronbach in every research paper. Not everyone mentions that what Cronbach formula they are utilizing, because now we are into the world of softwares. We don't do it using the hand scoring. But what if you would wish to mention the Cronbach's formula? So then you, if you are able to identify that this research paper has also mentioned the same thing in their research work. So you can easily put it into the remark section that yes, that the paper has also talked about it, and now we are also utilizing it. So ultimately what it is doing, it is giving like it is proving your point, it is giving more, adding more value to your point, that why you as a researcher holds a value. Okay, so this record keeping session is for you, for your purpose, and sometimes it has been asked by the others. Anyone would like to mention or add something to it, or would like to improvise on this part?
We can add data collection procedure.
Data collection procedure won't be into the method part as an added column or under the methods. Okay, so but why do you want to do it as a separate part of like apart from method? Anything specific? No, but you can do it. See, there is no right or wrong way of doing the research. It's your research. It's your way of doing it. Okay. So yes, you may add the method ke baad, the data collection part. It's okay. Anything else, Papiya ji? Anything else you want to mention?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else? So I guess what aim holds, what method, the result, the conclusion, and remarks are talking about. I hope this is clear to you all. Sometimes what I do, if I would sometimes I use a reference manager like the Zotero, Mendeley. I hope you all use that, or you use that Microsoft Word referencing manager. What you all prefer?
Mendeley.
Mendeley. Others? Okay, so when we use the Mendeley, we like for those who are not aware what we are talking about, these are the referencing managing software. They provide us an aid into the referencing and the citations procedure that are very easy to use. So sometimes it happens because they usually provide you with the library as well. But those who are not using any of the referencing manager, so this review table could be of use to you. You can add a one more column to it and also add on the location of the PDF or the location of the book it is situated in your laptop, because not every time you are able to locate that paper, and somehow you wish to know what was the link or what was the paper talking about. So you can easily just you adding up the hyperlink and going to that research paper or the book. So that's how this literature table helps us. Then, so these are the certain databases. Some of you might be aware of certain, and some are would be new to you. So Scopus, you all are aware. Scopus providers of very wonderful data sets. The Web of Science, APSite.net, Shodhganga, PubMed, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Taylor and Francis, Academia. So these are very few I have mentioned. There are a lot more, like the Shapiro is also there. The Romeo also the database is available where you can identify how which kind of research paper we can follow up. So if I would ask you, any of you know how to run a query to identify in the databases? Anyone? Papiya ji, I guess you mentioned about the PubMed. So are you aware how to run the query in the PubMed?
No, ma'am. I'm just write my main sentence and just searching. Doesn't know the exact.
Okay, anyone else?
By typing the keywords of our title or the variable that we want to see the literature review of. So basically the
Okay.
keywords.
So if I would be doing it in front of you, can any of you can guide me like how to do so? Is the screen visible? I am doing it. Let's take the PubMed. Is the PubMed visible to you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I guess I need to reshare my screen. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible.
Okay. So I have turned on this PubMed. So okay, so let me tell. Okay, one of you just tell me what data you would like to explore. Anything, any of your area of research. This is PubMed. This is for the medical sciences basically. So, but because I'm just giving you an example, so henceforth I'm utilizing it.
Ma'am, maybe you can write emotional intelligence, my topic.
Okay, emotional intelligence. Just emotional intelligence, nothing else. Okay. So now you can see the plenty of data available to you. Is it visible? You can easily see the number of papers, the results. 110,849 results are available related to the emotional intelligence. So now you are easily able to sort. So how you can sort it out? You can either sort it by the best match, by the recent one. Like what I do is this. Because usually we go for the literature review in the chronological format, right? So the newest researches prior, and then the later on the older researches. So in this way I do so. The publication date, the first author or the journal. And also what I do is you can concise your search by using the advanced search option. Can you see this advanced search option here? So this is how the query box has been generated. So like if you are interested in just author or a book, like if I would search a book, enter a search name, again the emotional intelligence. The other part would be emotional intelligence related. Anything else, Dhanushi? Making it more
Understanding
precise.
emotions.
Okay, understanding emotions. Next.
Regulating emotions.
Okay. Oh, I guess I just pressed by mistake I just pressed the enter button. So what happened? See, you can easily identify something happened. Hmm. Let me do it once again. Hmm. Understanding emotions. Next, what you were telling?
Regulating emotions.
Okay, so let's run this search. So now all the data which is provided to me is 102. Now this is how the filter works. And on the left part, you can easily see this abstracts, how many full text. If you like, if I wish to see only the abstracts, like just need to click the box. So now you have 696 results. See, sometimes it happen all the papers are not free or neither the open access. So you can easily access the abstract and then later on mail them for their full papers, because I would suggest you please don't go just by the abstract, because not everything is being mentioned in abstract, because when you are doing your work you need to get it into the deep knowledge of the particular area. So like for example, if you just need to open this would be the abstract. From here only you can cite it as well. You can see the right site. Like for example, it is related to motherhood experiences of incarcerated pregnant women, a phenomenological study hai ek. The abstract is provided to with me. The references is there, but not the full paper, because that's what I asked for. Similarly, you can search of any of the paper you wish to see. The other way around, like if you are not interested in doing so, the other is save. You can easily save the citations to a file. Like all the present database में जितने भी documents are available to you, you can easily save the citations of it in one of the sheet, like generating a bibliographical, like for example, let me show it to you. I'm generating it as a summary text. Okay, and So is the text visible, or I need to reshare my screen?
And we'll have to reshare it.
So now you can see the first with the citations, the second with the other citation. It is because it has been as a text format.
Ma'am, not
Ma'am, it's not visible.
not visible.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is how I generated into the text format. If I would like to generate into the CSV file, because that's what we usually do. Let me show it to you again. Let me show how to do so. So now, again, I'll be going to the save part. It says all results on this page because I just wanted this, not as a summary text, the abstract or the CSV file. If I would say the CSV file, creating a file, so now you can see the CSV file as well. CSV file is similar, more or less, the way we were doing collecting our literature review.
Ma'am, it's
Is
not
it
visible.
It's not visible.
every time it is happening? I have re-shared my screen. Is it visible? Or
Yes.
this is still not? Okay. So now you can the title. The title says what was the title of the paper, the authors, the citation, how the citations to be taken care of, the first author, the journal name, because which is very important, because while you would be noting down the citations, the journal, the year of publication. Usually this is not what we require, but DOI is very important for us. You all are aware. So henceforth, this generates a actually a citation file for you all. You just need to add that data for the literature review table in it. So what I do is just adding into that method, objectives, etc. into this file, and this file of mine is good to go for the further process of my research. So is it clear to everyone, like how you can utilize the databases?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So like this the same way you all can follow up this way of exploring the data sets. So now, because the main purpose of this class is to facilitate you with the writing part, so now I request you all to please go for the literature review if you have not started yet. So for the next class, because we will be meeting up in the next week of Saturday, so I would really would wish to see what all data you have collected. First, the research problem, what you have formulated, and also the literature review. So I hope this small homework would be able, you all will be able to complete in the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Poonam ji is saying yes, others are not even sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so I hope now you would be able to collect the literature in this tabular format and also you would be coming up with your research problem. And what do you think, how many researches you would be studying? Dhanushi, what is your plan to go for the researches? How many researches you are planning?
For this project work, I think 15 to 20 at max for this project work.
Oh my God. Anyone else?
Why, ma'am? Is it too less?
Yes, it is.
But I don't. Okay. Fine.
See, okay, so maybe your purpose is doing just an SPSS, but what is the use? Again, who will read your SPSS until unless it is has been you just learned the analysis part, but it would be waste. Okay, Nishu, are you there? Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
everyone is, so what are your plans for the how many research papers you are going to collect?
Ma'am, I was actually wondering around 30, 35 because I am not looking forward to get it published.
30, 35 is a good number when you are beginning with the research. 15 and 20 is not a very good number. I must say 15, 20 is like you are UG wala student who is just going to know ki you, how the research would be taking place. So please come up with at least 30 research papers with this tabular format, and the remark section should be there, and your point, what you feel into that research must be there, because that's what will bring the beauty in your research. So that was all from my end for the class today, and I hope to see with you all with your work. And I would
So
appreciate.
the class will be
Sorry.
with you. So the
Huh.
class will be on Tuesday with you now.
No, not on Tuesday. I'm not available. Sorry. I'll be taking class on Saturday. That's, I
Okay.
guess, that's what convenient to me. I'm sorry for that if it
No,
is.
no, I am just I was just asking so that I know that how much time we have for this one.
Farah, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Farah, please come up and please clear the queries.
So students, we will be having regular classes because ma'am will not tell you about the SPSS part. Okay, she will help you only in the writing part. So SPSS wala part we will do. Okay, we will do means sir will do. Okay, with you. So on Monday we will be having a normal class, but on the descriptive statistics. Okay, and on Saturday with Ayushi ma'am we will be having a class on project report writing. Okay, because ma'am we cannot guide you without your data and other things, right? And you have to tell ma'am about your title, your objectives. Okay, because that also we need. That is why we get ma'am here. Okay. So please share your details with ma'am. Okay, your title, objectives, and data analysis you share with us. Okay, with sir. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Everyone got it? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So
Ma'am,
that
I have
was
one query.
just anyone else? Anyone saying something?
Ma'am, yes,
Please,
ma'am.
Kavita ji.
Ma'am, actually, my domain is not psychology. Like, I am just doing this course for SPSS.
Okay.
So, I have to do the literature review for the same topic.
Okay. Okay, Kavita. Yes, I know you did from your background is geography, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, geography. Okay. So that is why you are facing this problem. Okay. I'll discuss with sir and we'll think about it.
Kavita, I would say because geography follows the Harvard style of writing. So are you aware how the Harvard style of writing works?
No, ma'am, I'm not aware yet.
So do one thing, go for the citation style. There are certain, and it is the advice to everyone. See, like if you go into the MLS style is followed in the English literature or the literature history subjects. So that is a little bit of different from what the APA talks about. Other one is the Chicago, then this Harvard style. So I would really really suggest you all to please go by how the citation styles are different. And Kavita ji, you can easily find out there are certain plenty of books available on how Harvard style of writing works upon. But more or less, the research paper orientation would be same. The same way of literature review is being followed because ultimate part is to identify the research gap. So whether you are into the geography or the sociology does not matter. What matters to us to identify the research gaps. Okay.
Ma'am, about the work that we have to present on Saturday, can I present something that will help me, like in
Yes, of
geography?
course. Yes, of course. See, please, all of you have to work on your area of research because I guess you all are working, you all are aware with the research problems. So please start working with your work only. No need to go for any other work, just for the showcasing. Please
And
utilize
ma'am,
it.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one more thing I want to ask Kavita. So, Kavita, have you done any research in your field? Like, do you have your own data or anything
No, ma'am.
that you have previously done?
No, ma'am, I
No,
don't have my
no.
data.
Okay, no experience in research?
Ma'am, I have just enrolled in PhD. I haven't done any research work yet.
Okay, in your master's also? Okay.
Ma'am, it was a dissertation, but
Yeah.
I didn't collect much data. Like it was some 2050 data sets, something like that.
2025. Okay, let me ask sir. Sir, are you there, sir? Sir is not.
Farah, you may ask it in the later
Yes,
hours
ma'am.
of the
Yes.
class
Okay,
or
Kavita, we will discuss yeah later on. Okay, about this 2025. Okay, yeah, because psychology, I think if you are using our data, so I think then you cannot understand how to write it, everything. Okay, I'll discuss with sir. Okay, and get back to
Okay.
Okay, anyone
you. Okay,
else with
ma'am. You
any of
can,
the
yeah.
any other doubt? Any of you? If no doubt, like because either the class was so good that no doubts, or either the class was so bad that again the no doubts. So any
Oh,
of sort of the review is invited.
Ma'am, it was
Ma'am,
good.
so many doubts are clear here. Thank you so much for the class.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I'll be leaving right now. Okay, Farah, may I leave?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay,
Sure, ma'am.
Thank
okay.
you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your presence, ma'am. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. But thank you so much, ma'am.
It's totally
Thank you,
fine.
ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, bye bye, everyone. Take care. Have a nice night, actually. Good night, everyone.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.